Hi everyone. I'm making this video to help those who are especially struggling right now. We're getting into the fall and winter months, and statistically speaking, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, there tends to be a surge in people suffering any number of mental illness. I live 2 homes away from a funeral home. The street that I live on often becomes overflow parking when the funeral home's busy. Tonight, there's the visitation for someone who committed suicide. I just want to again share a message for those who are struggling. I understand when life doesn't go well, or, this is plan A and life goes this direction instead, and you're having to let go of what plan A was and figure out what the new plan is going to be. I understand that this can be very hard. And really, the genuine, sincere message that I wanted to get through to you is that you don't have to go through life by yourself or suffering by yourself. You yourself are worth something and are worth the time, the energy, and the resources that will help you during times when you're struggling. It bothers me when there's a stigma around mental illness. I've now had a total of 7 orthopedic surgeries, and, for me, whether you're going to the doctor over your bones or you're going to the doctor over your mind and needing help developing a skill set to cope with life, I honestly don't see any difference. There are people that have delved into learning about the mind and learning the skills to help someone who's struggling work through the issues at hand and then move forward in life. I would encourage you, if you're worried about the stigma of saying that you need help because you're struggling with some form of mental illness, that you would just let it go. And it's too bad for the people that think like this. The new generation tends to be more open about this, and most of all, there's something unique for you to contribute in the world, even if you're in an imperfect state. You'll see some of the other videos that I've posted on here. I get a lot of joy out of using my hands. I've been able to use the challenges that I have. They're very visual and in your face because it's physical, to be a role model and to encourage other people. I know mental illness could be a very lonely place. If you're struggling, I sincerely hope that you would ask a friend, whether you test the waters and initially use an online group or someone that you know through social media before getting help locally. If you need that extra step, so be it. I encourage you to take that first step, because once you start a process, it can lead you to a much better place in your life if you're willing to do the effort that's needed. There are some people who consider suicide. If you're in that position and you found this video, I urge you to report to your nearest hospital or doctor for help. Life may be really hard in the here and now, but that doesn't mean that your life is going to be like this, until a natural conclusion. And even for those people who have mental illness, it's so prevalent that you can just look around you and quite honestly and sincerely, it doesn't mean that you can't live a life that's enjoyable and worthwhile. I do understand that it's like a process and you have to put in the effort, but that effort that you put in is going to directly come back and reward you and help you with the strength that's needed to face each day. And I'll be honest with you that you can see the videos I make. There are some times when I'm extremely weak from the effects that the chronic pain I experience has on me. And I've been told that the effects of chronic pain produce a similar set of symptoms as mental illness can, although I am thankful that I haven't struggled with this. I've found what I can do with myself, and using my hands and being creative helps me live out my life. But from the experience of this, I do genuinely understand what it's like to feel weak and to feel vulnerable. It doesn't mean life ends right there, but you take care of the feeling weak and feeling vulnerable, and then start onto a path that's going to lead you into a better place. I want to encourage you to know that it's worth it. For me, when I'm weak, I live about 5 minutes by wheelchair to one of the bays in the area. It's the Bay of Quinte. I often will go down there when I need some quiet for myself, some time to pray, read my Bible, or listen to Christian music. I've just bought a mobility scooter and I've added a stereo onto it so I can listen to some quiet church music while I'm down there on those days when I do need that time for myself. It's a skill that I've learned to cope with life. It's just one of many. In a few weeks from now, I'm going to be starting a course specifically for those who are living with chronic pain. Part of it's acknowledging that you need it, and then being open to the teaching that's being given to you, followed by being willing to apply the lessons that are learned, or ask questions so that you can learn the lessons that are being taught to you as a life skill. When I went away to college back about 20 years ago, it quickly became obvious that I had a learning disability. So it's okay if you have trouble learning. You need to express that this is an area where you need help. The local college that's just that direction from my home has a whole team that's set up for people who need assistance to find success in their college studies. So, there's resources available. I know budgets are tight and cutbacks happen. I know our healthcare system is anything but perfect. But take the time to believe in yourself, to know that God loves you, and to do what you're needing to be able to take care of yourself. Whether you're feeling weak right now and you need a day of sleep and you'll start to rebound, or if it's bigger than that, I encourage you to let a few people into your life, into the vulnerable part of life, so they can help be there to check on you, sometimes to let you know it's okay or it will be okay, but mostly doing life together. I'm not exactly sure what else to say in this video tonight, but after hearing another suicide happening, I just want those of you who turn to the internet anonymously when they're struggling to have a message for you that will help you through whatever's going on in your life right now. Thanks so much for this time that you spent with me tonight. Bye for now.